here we go. Getting updates of the game. Go D-backs. We got a runner on first in the bottom of the ninth. We're up by 2. Cross your fingers, everybody. Starting off the almost 10 with a interesting Tula Lotte cover from Alice Never After, issue number 4. This just came out. Alice Never After has been a pretty good series so far from what I hear. Some really great covers. Rangers just tied it. Are you kidding me? Did they do it?
Oh my gosh.
They did?
Corey Seager, 2-run homer.
Oh, Corey Seager, Dad. I want Arizona to win, but I love Corey Seager.
Man, that hurts. All right, I'm turning this off. We're turning that off. Don't tell me anymore. Damn it.
You'll be all right. They're too fast.
All right. Moving on back to the almost 10. The Tula Lotte Alice Never After black and white variant right here. Do you like this better than the color variant?
I was going to ask, that was the same question I was going to ask. I'm like, I couldn't, I looked at and I think it maybe is her hair. It looks blurred, and it's bugging me that her hair is blurred.
Yes, I agree. I
like the color.
Black and white.
Yeah, I like the color. The black and white sold out fast on a really big retailer. As we all know, I was sitting there refreshing. But yeah, it looks way blurred.
That's interesting.
And it's just like, I can't take my eyes off the blurred hair for some reason.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like it. It just looks off. And it's just not the hair. It's also the arm. I don't get it. But it's selling, right? What's it selling for? Brand new book, 1 in 25?
Yeah, it's selling for 30. So a little bit above the ratio. The color is the color an incentive, or is the color just a B cover?
I thought the color was a 1 in 10.
I thought so too.
Okay, so
it could be wrong.
The color might be 1 in 10, and this is 1 in 25. I wouldn't hate this black and white version because it does have the spot hearts on it, which kind of adds something to it rather than just being just a generic black and white. But that blurred hair just is bugging me. Yeah. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe I'm missing the reason why her hair is blurred.
Supposedly,
yeah, she's falling.
Yeah, she's falling. Nice. Well, that's what they call me. Bruce is saying she's falling, hence the blurry hair.
Nice job, Bruce.
So,
but wouldn't that make the rest of her blurry as well?
I agree, but maybe the hair is moving. That's why it's. I don't know.
Color is open to order. It is open to order.
Oh, color is open to order. There you go. Mm-hmm. Shout out James Kreider. Well, you guys let us know if you like this one or the color. I definitely like the color. Real quick, I want to say what up to everybody in the chat. 137 watching live. Shout out to Ronnie. What's up, Ronnie? Good to see you, brother. Same to Chad Cave, James Kreider, Awesome Sauce Radio. Adam, I didn't get a chance to hit you up today. I was super busy. I'm going to try and call you tomorrow, brother. Appreciate you. And then shout out to everybody else hanging with us. Shout out to Kyle. I see Kyle in the chat.
Yeah, what up, Kyle?
Kyle needs to start hanging out on Saturday nights on Modern Comic Mayhem. All right, here we go. Next on the Almost 10. This is a cool one. Return to the Amalgam Age of Comics, the Marvel Comics collection trade paperback. If you remember, Amalgam was back when they merged a DC character and a Marvel character, and they called it the Amalgam Universe. And they had all these crazy new characters. Spider-Boy, Dark Claw was the main one I remember so much of. And this is, they both put out books. This is just the Marvel books. There is a DC one of this also. And I don't know if it sells as much as the Marvel one. Did you check that out?
I didn't check that out. I was just shocked at how much this thing. Now I don't know how hard this has got to be thick, right?
It's a trade paper.
This is probably like so. This is like 300 pages or something like that. Something silly.
Is it a graphic novel? Is it the full blown volume?
Let me take a look.
I think
here.
I think so. So the fact that CGC even grades this was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Because it's got to be super thick.
160 pages.
160 pages.
Yeah. It came out in 97. 97.
Interesting.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is probably what cover price on this was probably what, like $25 maybe?
Probably
$30?
20 or 29. Yeah. Yeah. $30. Yeah.
Yeah, a CGC 9.8 of this, and I'm surprised that there is a graded copy, but a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $375 this week.
Rare trade paperback, it sounds like.
It's making me want to take some of these trades that I have up here and grade them. Like I feel like I almost just want to now.
Yeah.
Does CGC do that, Ben?
Yeah, this was a CGC 9.8.
Okay.
Pretty cool. Those trade paperbacks, that's cool that they're grading trade paperbacks. I did not know that they did that. So, all right, next on the Almost 10. This was a big book. We talked about this book on the market report. I saw Cover Price even did a little special on this book. A really rare Masters of the Universe promo that sold for a lot of money. A lot of people don't know about this book. I didn't know much about it. I had to have Big Leg fill me in on what was going on here. This is a book that Big Leg, this is like a Masters of the Universe grail, and Big Leg doesn't even have this book. It was a mini comic, right? So it's small, and it was given away at the Children Affected by AIDS Foundation Dream Halloween charity event in 2002. Supposedly whatever they had left over were also available as a mail order from MV Creations, who was putting out all those Masters of the Universe books at the time, and a lot of those super rare Masters of the Universe books come from that MV Creations publisher. So, very, very rare book. And it was graded, right? It was a CGC?
Yeah, 9.8. Yeah, so for $810.
Yeah. Wow. That's crazy.
Again, though, we've talked about this probably for the last several months. In this way, way, way down market. I mean, where you're seeing, Cantu sell for $270 and Inhuman sell for $130. A book like this sells for $810.
Every once in a while, those rare ones are going to be the
these
ones that...
These rare books, man, these are the ones that are... These rarer books are, they're not seeing that huge dip at all.
Yeah,
I
agree. Because they're rare books. That's exactly. Martian Comic Hunter said it the best. Rarity is key. So, all right, moving on. Next on the Almost 10, another interesting book. Big. Issue number 1 from Dark Horse. They didn't put anything else after this, right? There was only one issue of this, I believe.
One issue. I didn't even know this comic existed. I had no idea.
I didn't know
they did a movie adaptation of the movie. I had no idea. For anybody that's a millennial, I'm sorry you didn't get to enjoy Big. Way, way, way back before Tom Hanks was even Forrest Gump. But this was a really cool movie.
I still watch it.
Cool movie. And I did not know that there was any graded copies, but a graded copy did sell this week. But it was only a CGC 9.4. I think that is the highest on the census. So I'll be honest, even if I thought that this book existed, I've never seen this book. So I don't know how hard it is to actually find. But that 9.4 sold for $125. So
wow. Tough book.
Clearly next time I go through some 80s back issue bins, I'm going to check to see if this book is in there.
This was published in 1989. According to Cover Price. So, shout out to Cover Price. All right, moving on. Next on the Almost 10, The final issue of the Unbelievable Gwenpool, issue number 25. Of course, this has that gorgeous Bartel variant to this issue number. Great callback on the first appearance. Love that. I love when comic artists like put their covers and as comic books on the cover, do that weird fourth wall thing like this. I always collect those. DC has done it a couple of times. Grant Morrison loves to do stuff like that quite often. And you know, if you've never read this run, you'll love it. If you like Deadpool, you'll love this.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't realize that this one was difficult to get. This one sold. This one was like before it was sold for like $10. This week it sold for 25. So that's pretty decent for. Yeah. This is only what. This can't be that old, right? That's probably only like 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah, it was
2018. Yeah,
2018. Yeah, so it's not that old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 25. I agree with Bryan though. The cover is so cool.
It is.
Yeah, how she's
like
in the pool.
They nailed it. Oh my gosh, they nailed it.
This is first solo titled series for Gwenpool. If you go back to issue number 1, which dropped, I think, like a year, maybe a year and a half before, the 1 in 50 and the Scotty Young and the hip hop and the convention exclusive with JSC, they're all amazing. This is a very underrated series, top to bottom.
Wow, very, very cool. All right, moving on. This is another interesting one. This is I believe a hardcover. It is Black Comics with an X, African American Independent Comics, Art and Culture by Mark Beatty, published by Mark Beatty Publications from July of 2010.
Yeah, I don't know much about this one. All I know is the cover price on it was like $15 or $20 or something like that. And it sold this week for 200.
So it says here, the immense popularity of comics and graphic novels cannot be ignored. But in the light of the comics boom that has taken place over the last 10 years, the artists, writers, and publishers that make up the vibrant African American independent comics community have remained relatively unknown until now. Black Comics brings together an unprecedented collection of largely unheard of and undeniably masterful comics art, while also framing the work of these men and women in a broader historical and cultural context. So there you go. Very interesting. It says here that the cross-section of comics genres represented includes manga, superheroes, humor, history, science fiction, and fantasy. So there you go. Wow. It's pretty interesting. How much you say it sold for?
200.
Yeah. They have a couple of these on Amazon. They want $250 a piece for them.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So
they're not that far off on Amazon, which is shocking because most of the time they're like 17 times what the actual price is.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can find some good deals. Yeah, seriously. You can find some good deals though. I found a couple really good deals. I found a let's see, Marvel Premiere 15. It was like the guy said it was near mint minus, but it ended up being like a 75. I found that for like $100, $120. I found a first Red Guardian right after the San Diego Comic-Con 2019 announcements for like $70 when it was going crazy and it was high grade. So you can find good deals. You just got to look. I used to get UF4s polybag there on Amazon all the time, and they're always the cheapest. But now the only person that sells them is Cyberspace, and he's going off market prices. But yeah, Ben you guys make a lot of sense. Amazon is whew.
Yeah. All right, moving on. We have Roku, issue number 2. I hope I'm saying that. Roku or Roku, issue number 2. This is the Decal cover B from Valiant Publications in 2019. Very interesting Decal cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what kind of yoga classes she goes to.
Well,
but man, that's quite the pose.
Spread eagle.
Brie Larson needs to take some notes.
She is.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what this book exactly was. I literally have no idea what this book is about. Do you guys have any clue?
Have no clue.
I believe
Raku is a TV, by the way.
Early decall cover. Early decall
Yeah.
cover is what chat's saying. So,
Hey, Long Short, give
Yeah.
us the goods.
no, Long Short was in the chat earlier. He probably does
Yeah, I
know
saw
about
him.
this. Yeah,
Wow.
I would think he knows about this.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a B cover, Valiant. I mean, this is, but it's sold for $18. So, yeah, I mean, even if you hate Valiant, if you can find some of their cooler covers, it doesn't hurt to buy them.
There's Mr. Longshort. He says super low ordered book. So there you go.
Do people hate Valiant? I've never heard anybody hate Valiant. I've always liked it. I mean, not me
it was
personally.
So before Dinesh left,
Mhm.
and all those things, like when Divinity it was Divinity,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
That like everybody was going after that LaRocca, that #1, and it seemed like every single Valiant issue that came out had like a 1 in 20 or 1 in 40 or something like that, and every single one of them would sell for like $300 or something. I mean, it was just insane, and people were like, "Why are people really buying these?" Like, it didn't make any sense, like. And then you would see like sales of like older Valiant issues that would sell, and you're just like, none of this makes sense.
Mhm.
Like, nobody buys Valiant, nobody carries Valiant in stores. Like, who is buying these?
Right.
And then you found out that I don't know if it was true or not, but people were saying that Dinesh was buying a lot of those older Valiants back up, driving the price up on them because he was buying them back. Which I don't care. I mean, he can do what he wants to. It's his company, so he
I
can
don't believe that. That would be so stupid. I just don't see I don't see him doing that, wasting his time on that. If you know what I mean.
I don't know. But I mean, you never saw anybody actually. Now, I will give it to Valiant the same way I give it to Bad Idea. The quality of the art, the quality of the paper, is second to none. I mean, their product is amazing. I mean, it's great product.
Yeah.
I just don't think anybody had like this. I mean, I have no idea anything about this book at all. I don't know if Roku is a person's name. Is it like some kind of computer program? I have no idea. I don't know anything about it.
I've only met Dinesh once, and it was on Bryan's show, and he strikes me as just not only a good businessman, but a really good dude. But from a marketing standpoint, like from a business and marketing standpoint, I don't think that's so far-fetched what Ben just said, because then that could create, this book is out everywhere. It's hot, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't. Even if he did, I'm not bashing Dinesh at all. I'm just saying
that was
not
the
at all.
rumor.
Not
that
at
was
all.
the rumor going around.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
First I've ever heard it. But.
So, all right, moving on.
And that's why people had a bad taste about Valiant.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Okay. Interesting.
Moving on to Black Angel, a Verotique published book from 1996, obviously adult oriented. And those are some major pepperonis, baby. Extra pepperoni on that one.
Dave Stevens.
Yeah.
Is all that anybody cares about.
Mm-hmm.
And is this like a prestige format book? Because it was a no number. It's listed as no number.
Uh-huh.
So I don't know if this is like prestige.
It looks like it, because I can see that. On the image, I can see that crease right there.
Oh, down the left side?
Yeah,
on the spine?
down the left side. Yeah, so I think it's square bound.
Yeah.
Prestige style.
Looks like
Yeah, so I mean, kind of like with a lot of the Dave Stevens books here, probably over the last 6 months to a year, it's just another one that is harder to find, and definitely harder to find in high grade. And a CGC 9.8 of this sold for $360 this week.
Oh, wow.
Did you see the Dave Stevens creature that sold the other day? Look at this.
No.
Let's see if I can find this here.
Oh, you showed it on the market report.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
tight. That's tight.
Absolutely crazy, dude. A creature magazine from Carl's Comics sold the other day. I apologize, guys. I'm going through this really quickly to try and see if I can find it. Oh, I remember where it was. It was.
By the way, the market report rocked.
Yeah, it was good. It was a fun one. But
It was good and bad.
A Creature Comics #1 sold the other day for like $300. It was raw. And if you guys don't know, Creature Comics by Carl's Comics, self-published Carl's Comics, first Dave Stevens art, professional art. It was drawn and created in 74, but not put out till 77, I believe. So it's like the Jenny Frison book where Voltron is considered her first published work, but it's the second drawn. Whereas the Hack Slash was drawn first, but there was a delay, so it didn't get put out. So yeah, Creature. I'm on the lookout for one of the creatures. Shout out to fucking Rad, who said he had a couple of them in his PC, and one of these days I'm gonna try and get one of those from him.
Is she lactating on the cover? Because it's not cold outside. She's on fire. It's fire.
That's what I'm telling you, pepperonis, bro.
I don't know why I didn't even notice until I just now that was a Nazi symbol behind her.
What?
Yeah, I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I didn't even notice that either.
Never even noticed that.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, it's kind of like Indiana Jones, man. That super hot lady, and you know, there we go. So.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Very interesting. Very interesting. How much is this selling for?
$360 for a 9.8.
Wow. Not bad. Not bad. I'm loving it. I'm loving Dave Stevens getting, his due. Even in a down market, he should be getting his due. So
I don't have enough Dave Stevens. I need to get some more.
None of us have enough Dave Stevens. All right, moving on. Next on the Almost 10, another great book. I love these Armory Wars issues, especially the Evil Inc. ones. This is a rare one. This one's not talked about very much. This is the second stage turbine, Armory Wars second stage turbine blade, issue number 2, the black and white Tony Moore variant. I don't know much about this. I don't know if it was like a ratio or what. I couldn't find much information on it. But very, very cool book, very, very cool band, very, very cool artist, cover artist, and tough to find.
Shit. Yeah, I didn't know anything about this book at all either. But it sold for 110 this week, and I'm not sure how hard this thing is to actually find.
It's very hard to find, man. Very hard to find. Cover Price doesn't even have this listed under the variants. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yep. These Armory Wars books, Second Stage Turbine Blade, Armory Wars, they have a volume 2, a volume 3. There's a trade paperback for Good Apollo, I believe. There's hardcover issues, omnibuses that sell well. All these Coheed and Cambria books sell really well, and some of them are super, super rare. There's that first one that was self-published by the band and sold at their shows, and then Evil Inc. came in and reprinted it, which is super tough to find. So be on the lookout for any of the Coheed and Cambria stuff. I love these books, absolutely love them. And I remember, I think it was 2005. I was at San Diego and just walking around, and an artist alley, and I look, and there's freaking Claudio Sanchez just chilling there, man. Nobody at the booth, nothing. And I'm like, and this is at the time when those Cody and Cambria books are blowing up. They're going for like $200 a pop for the originals on eBay. People are just finding out about them. And he's like, yeah, I got a bunch of them right here, the original ones. He's like, do you want them? I'm like, yes. He's like, you want me to sign them? I'm like, yes. So I picked up 3 of them at Comic-Con in San Diego from Claudio Sanchez, sat there and talked to him about it. Nobody's standing around. And he was, and Coheed was like one of the biggest bands in the country at the time. So that's the great thing about old school San Diego. Even new school San Diego. It's nice to walk into certain cons and see those things like that. So Ryan Hayslip says that guy has the most annoying voice. I thought that too. The first time I heard Coheed, I was like, what is this garbage? And then I listened to their second album and I fell in love with them, dude. Absolutely fell in love with them. One of my favorite bands. Has a voice like the singer Rush, and I hate Rush. Moving on.
No.
This is a weird one. I can't find any information about this. Very little information. Mildred Lee, Space Station Schoolgirl. Self-published in 2004. Very, very tough to find information on this one, Stein.
Yeah, so I agree. It's really hard to find. So I will just kind of start off by saying this sold this week for $150. The person who did sell it did show some interior pictures, and it's really interesting. Like, so it's got the cover. The first page and the last page is a notebook page. And then the pages of the comic are inside that. So the notebook, apparently, from I was trying to read on the description, all of them were all different.
Right.
And like so the notebook page, it would have different. Yeah. So like this, and he like wrote, like what the book is on the notebook page. Super strange, but really inventive at the same time. Right. Like
Yes.
that's very, very cool to look at.
It says, Mildred Lee was done in late 2003, early 2004 in my sketchbook. It was done primarily for fun with no scripting or pencils, just a pen and a lot of whiteout. It says, please write if you have, and he scratches that out. And he says, thanks, John Pham, www.epoxypress.com, soon to be sublife.com. And there's on that notebook page, like you said, Stein. So
it's so cool. I mean, it's such a cool book.
Yeah. Cool idea. Very, very cool idea. I like that, man.
Yeah. So like that. Kudos to that guy.
Hey, let me give you a shout out. Shout out to Brody's Bizarre Playground. Brody Pate and his brothers are one of my best friends and been a long time my boss as well. But longtime friends, kids, they're really into Funko Pops, but they do something really, really cool. Them and their dad and their stepmom, they travel around the U.S. and they go to cons everywhere. I believe it's 5 kids, and then Jim and his wife. It's amazing. So shout out to them. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it.
Yeah, that is super cool, man. Very, very cool. All right, moving on. That is the Almost 10, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you come hang out with us every Saturday night for Modern Comic Mayhem, where we just go crazy. It is not your average comic book show. It is mayhem. And if you don't like crude humor, adult vernacular, and comedy, you're not going to like Modern Comic Mayhem, but I know you all love it, that type of stuff, because you come every Saturday. Come hang out with us on Beyond Wednesdays every Saturday. Tomorrow night for Modern Comic Mayhem. Link is in the description.